BD-1 is the newest buildable droid from LEGO Star Wars, and quite surprisingly I might add, since it's coming from the game Jedi Fallen Order, that up to this point has never had a model turned into LEGO form. Coming from the game, it isn't as mainstream of a character as R2 or BB-8R, which to me makes it that more appealing, since we've seen those characters featured in LEGO sets, both with their own brick-built versions and also minifigure versions, dozens if not hundreds of times. The overall design on this is really cool, I think. I quite like the red and white color scheme with the mandatory gribblies in grey, as is often the case with LEGO Star Wars builds in general. The legs are probably my favorite part of the model, with the nice angles, the roundness up here with use of a fairly new shaped element, and the wiring on the inner side. These are actually whip minifigure elements, so nice part usage there, although over time I fear they might lose their whip shape. From the back, the legs aren't as impressive, and the Technic structure that holds everything together is more visible, which I don't enjoy all that much. And the legs are at a fixed position, so you can't really pose BD-1. There's some sort of joint down here, but again, since the droid can't be posed, doesn't do much more than this. Moving up to the body, here's some of the gribbly details I was talking about, both in the back and in the front. This is obviously where the legs are connected, and the joints up here allow some degree of movement. If you move it too far back, the droid will fall, but it can handle looking at his feet pretty well. As you've probably noticed, the whole thing is a bit wobbly when moved around. There's a considerable amount of weight in the head, so that can't be helped. But even so, it holds itself up really well and won't be falling over at all with slight touches. The head itself is where most of the cool part of the build is, with the studs not on top building techniques on the sides, or the eye section where these sections tilt down to almost perfectly match the sections beneath. This back portion is a bit weird in LEGO, with these rounded transparent tiles, but matches the in-game reference really well, although it could have worked better with a darker background piece. It is placed at an angle, and these sort of heat dissipators are also cool. BD-1 also features two antennas that can be adjusted, and on his left side a small compartment that can be opened to store a set of 3 steam canisters, I believe, an important Jedi Fallen Order in-game item. The head is also where the droid has the most joints for poses. It can tilt left and right, back and front. If you tilt the head too much to the back, you'll then expose the underside of the droid, which isn't that great to look at, especially if you open the secret compartment. For the droid collectors, this will fit very nicely next to R2-D2, as their LEGO model sizes are very similar in regards to their height. Though if they were to be made on the same real-life scale, BD-1 should have been at least half the size of the R2-D2. As is usually the case with these types of LEGO Star Wars models, there's the info plaque, complete with the minifigures version of the droid. Next to a minifigure, scale-wise, it should have been smaller as well, but I guess this is how small LEGO element designers were able to make it, and it kinda works, I think. It's not as if LEGO minifigures respected human scale proportions ever, right? For a little over 1000 pieces, I believe the model is somewhat fairly priced at $100, but you'll have hard choices to do for this summer wave of products if you are tight on budget, as the much anticipated AT-TE Walker is a bit more expensive than this one, but it's probably one of the best army building Star Wars LEGO sets LEGO will be releasing in a while. Oh, not to mention the Justifier as well, which is an absolute beast of a LEGO Star Wars model. You can check their reviews here when they're up on my channel, and be sure to subscribe if they're not up yet so you don't miss them. As for BD-1, I like it quite a lot. The build was fun, and I feel it's decent value for your money.